Welcome to this dynamic building practice. When you're ready, grab your yoga block or two, get on your mat, and let's begin. We're going to start in Navasana pose today, also known as high boat, but you're going to grab your block. You're either going to put it in between your upper legs or in between your ankles, whatever feels better for you. If you're newer to this, in between the upper legs is easier. It'll help you get that midline engagement. Or if you want more of a challenge, put it in between your ankles. Lift up, squeeze the block wherever you are. Find your Navasana pose. Try and stay long in the low back as much as possible, but we're doing some cross-body movements. So you're going to roll onto the right hip, straighten the legs out, and then lift back up to the center, down, lift, to the left, down, lift, center, down, lift, right, down, lift, center, down, lift, left, down, lift, center, down, lift, right, down, lift, center, down, lift, left, down, lift, center, down, lift, right, down, lift, center, down, lift, left, down, lift, center, down, lift, right, down, lift, center, down, lift, left, down, lift, center, down, lift, right, down, lift, center, down, lift, left, down, lift, last round, center, down, lift, right, down, lift, center, down, lift, left, down, lift, center, down, lift, rise up, set the block down. Nice job. Lay on your back for a moment. Allow yourself to get long. As you notice when the block is in between your feet, if you took that option, dropping the block becomes something that's pretty common. So that gives you more instability, makes it more of a challenge. Put the block on top of your hands, reach the arms over your head, reach through the toes as long as possible. And then from here, we're just gonna rise up into the low boat pose. So press the low back down, lift the feet up, lift the arms and the shoulders up, and you're holding. Hold with the block above your head. Feel this new sense of length. Press the lower back down, reach through the heels to reach through the toes. Breathing in here. Holding, holding. Stay with it. Try and press down, try and lift up. Breathe into your challenge. Accept your fight where it is, and release. Let it go. Take a moment, and then rise back up into the high Navasana position. Again, for this round, you can put the block in between the ankles. If you have a second block, you can put that block in between the knees. So you have a block in both places. And then from here, squeeze everything together and lean back, holding your Ardha Navasana, holding your low boat pose, right? Feel everything hugging the midline. Feel the legs super active, the lower belly really active, and then just roll onto your right hip. Reach the arms over your head. Nice. Return to center. Roll onto your left hip. Reach the arms over your head. Return to center. Reach the feet up to the sky. Reach your hands up towards the feet. Reach the hands up towards the feet. Keep reaching as high as possible, as much as possible. Curving the chest up, reaching through the heels. Holding for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bonus, lift the shoulders up higher. Lift the hips up higher. You're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Set the blocks off to the side for a moment. Take a deep breath. And then roll up. Crossing the legs, find your wrist warm-up position. Circle the shoulders over the wrist. Nice job, you guys. Using the blocks in between the legs for the core work really adds a challenging load to the movement. And it also adds that little bit of fear that you might drop the block on yourself, which I definitely had. And when you have that, all of a sudden you begin to be a bit more focused, a bit more aware of everything that's happening. The next thing we're going to do, once your wrists are warmed up, you're going to find plank pose. The left hand will just be on the ground. The right hand will be on the block. So step back to your plank pose. Obviously, your right arm can be a little bit bent if you want, or you can be slightly staggered in the position. Doesn't matter as much. But from here, what we're going to do is press into the right hand firm, have the right arm straight, lift the left arm up, or reach it forward. Then the left hand lands. Lift the right block up, reach it forward. Block lands, lift left arm up, left hand down. Block lifts, block down. Now we're adding more to it. As you lift the left hand, you lift the right foot. As the left hand lands, the right foot lands. Lift the block, lift the left foot. Set down and lift. 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 Last one. Set down and lift. Set the block down. Drop the knees. Switch the block. So the block is now underneath the left hand. Right hand is flat on the ground. And you're moving right into the next round. So pressing down. First we're just working on the arm movement. Lift the right hand up. Right hand down. Lift left hand up. Left hand down. Right hand up. Right hand down. Left hand up. Left hand down. Adding the variation this time. Right hand lifts, left foot lifts. Right hand lowers, left hand lifts, right foot lifts. And lower, lift, 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 lower. Last full round. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Drop the knees. Sit back on the heels. Take a moment, take a deep breath. If you have 2 blocks, add the second block into the equation. If you don't have 2 blocks, just stick with what we did on the first round. So you'll have the block on underneath the right hand first. You do half the reps there, and then you'll put the block underneath the left hand, and you do half the reps there. If you have 2 blocks, plain and simple, we're doing the exact same thing, just you have 2 blocks to lift this time instead of just 1. The blocks on the medium height is best. Try and keep the chest forward. Try and keep the hips stable. That is the real work of this, right? And you'll have some reps that are really good and some reps that just didn't go quite as planned, and that is okay. Remember, whatever hand lifts, the opposite foot lifts. Ready, set, go. Right hand, left foot, and then left hand, right foot. And switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch. When you're lifting the block, try and lift it to the height of your head or higher. Switch, 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 switch. Nice. 4 more. Switch, 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 switch. Last 2. Switch, 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 switch. Release. And for those of you at home, we're like 4. We did way more than that, but each rep was both hands lifting, making it a bit tougher. Last bit we have to do here. You guys are doing excellent. I'm sweating. I know you're sweating too. We have our extended Navasana pose. You can either have one block on the hands or you can have 2 blocks on the hands, whatever feels best to you. But let's get right to it. So press the low back down, reach the blocks overhead and hold. Just hold. Try and keep the shoulders lifted, holding the blocks. Try and not grip with the fingers, just use the hands as platters. It's like you're serving the blocks. Press down, try and stay long through the feet. Feel your core engaging, holding here. Stay with your breath, trust yourself. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Excellent work, you guys. From here, just to close it off, take your block on any height, put it underneath your hips to a supported bridge pose. Take a few breaths there. Allow yourself to relax. Allow yourself the moment to release. And again, you can stay in that supported bridge pose for as long as you'd like. Or if you have more things you're trying to get to in your practice today, now is that moment. As always, thank you so much for joining me in this core 10 by 10 experience. I hope to practice with you again soon. Peace.